Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be working on John's F-150 Raptor. What year is this Raptor? 2013 Raptor, and this bitch is sick as fuck.
And I am not joking when I say that. With a curb weight of 6,100 pounds and a 411 horsepower rating, this thing can quickly move 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds with that 6.2 liter engine. This truck is absolutely stunning and gorgeous in every which way. There's no doubt in my mind that this is every man's wet dream to own one of these things. Maybe at some point in my life I'll think about purchasing this thing, if it only got better gas mileage.
Only thing that this whole truck is missing is a dash cam. So today we're going to go ahead, run the dash cam, install it right here, and then he'll be able to record all of his footage whenever he goes off-roading. If he goes off-roading, or if he's or if you're involved in an accident and it's not your fault.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Then you can use the footage. So let's go ahead. We're gonna go to Target, pick up an SD card. I'll show you guys which SD card you should buy, and then we'll take this whole thing apart so we can run the cables and everything. This is what we're gonna go ahead and get. For daily driving, 64 gigs is more than enough. I know you guys can pick this up cheaper on Amazon, but we're in a pinch, we need it now. The camera that we're going to use today cannot accept 128, so you need to keep an eye on your owner's manual and see which is the maximum that you can do. But 64 is more than enough for daily driving. This is my go bag. This is what I usually carry when I have to go somewhere remotely to install something. I like to bring as much stuff as I can, that way I can work on the vehicle. Now today we're going to be putting in the Spytech A119 dash cam, and it has an add-on. Check this out. It's called a polarized lens. So when the truck is going off roads, it won't be getting that glare so much. So we're going to go ahead and put that polarized lens onto that camera. So the very first thing that we're going to want to do is get inside the truck and locate the electrical box, figure out where's the fuse that we're going to be tapping into, and then rerouting the wires. This is a Ford Raptor, so keep that in mind. They're just glorified F-150s. Right here is the fuse box. This is the exact same location as the F-150. So we're going to go ahead, open up that fuse box, take off this clipping, and there you're going to have access to the electrical controls. So we're going to go ahead, get a flashlight in here, and then figure out which fuse are we going to be tapping into to give us the power needed to run the dash cam up. And then we're going to decide if we want to put it on driver's side or we want to put it on passenger side. The only difference between F-150 and the Raptors, based on what I've seen, is the electrical box on the Raptor is actually enclosed inside this nice little plastic area like this, versus an F-150 that it's just sitting there wide open. So with it, you just clip right here, and then you just pull straight out, and then this panel just comes right off. So now we have full access to all the fuses. Now what we're going to do is locate one that powers on when the vehicle is on and then powers off when the vehicle is off. So the first thing I'm going to do is a process of elimination. I'm going to find the ones that are off right now, and that way when we start the process I'll be able to find the one that powers on. Alright, so this is the fuse that we're going to go ahead and tap into, and according to the little box over here, that is fuse number 37 is going to be the one that we're going to be using. It's a 10, so we're going to go right into that. Now guys, if you are unable to get add a fuse into that particular box back there, you can tap into the wires as long as the hardwire kit you have has a fuse in it. This one does. So if we wanted to, we can go ahead and tap the wires. So you guys know as a reference, the wire that you guys want to tap is this one right here, the blue wire with the brownish silverish color. So that's what we're going to go for. We're going to do a nice tap on there if we were not able to get into that box on that side. John is trying to position where he would like the camera for the best location for him. This is a personal preference for the driver. The driver has to feel comfortable. And then over on this side, we got all the panels taken off. The only thing we got to do is take off this right here and loosen these guys, and then we'll be able to get the cord out over in that direction. So let's go ahead, finish running the wires on this side. We're going to ground to this position right there. That's a metal on metal grounding point. That's what you want. For this part, you're going to want to put on gloves, especially if the vehicle has a light colored interior, so that way you don't leave any paw prints all over the top of it and on the side of it. Right here and here are going to be the 2 bolts that you're going to need to remove to slide this thing back. This is also the same way that you guys can upgrade your tweeter on the truck. Some people will fight me on this. They'll say that no, you don't have to take these off to run the dash cam. And the reason that that is false is because there's no way you can lower this headliner down or fit your fingers back here. If you try and fit your fingers back here right now, you're going to damage the headliner. So what you really want to do is take these 2 out, pull this back gently, and then take these Torx bits off. Right up here, there's 3 of them. They're actually Phillips in this year. It's 1, 2, 3 Phillips. And then this is going to slide down, which is going to give you enough space to run the cable over to the driver's side. So let's go ahead, take these out. Get a small Phillips. Alright guys, it's a 7mm that's holding these guys in. Looks like in 2013 they changed it up. I know in 16 it's a 10. This is what it looks like with the pillar. The pillar you can't really detach from the tweeter. Go ahead and show you this right here. There's the pillar right there. And there's the 1 pin that's actually holding it in. There's your airbag. So whenever you run the cable inside your car, it's really, really important. I can't emphasize this enough, that you stay away from this airbag. You do not want to run your cable in front of it. This is another disadvantage to not removing the pillar. I see it a lot of times where people will run their dash cam cable from here and they'll cross right in front of the airbag. What that's going to do is, in the event of an accident and this airbag deploys down as a shield, it's going to rip that cable out, yank that dash cam out, and it's going to hit one of the 2 people square in the face. So you don't want to do that. So we're going to go ahead, follow this cable up. We're going to test tape it just like this, and we're going to sneak it all the way up where it needs to go professionally. So now what we're going to do is take these 3 Phillips out. They're all P1. The F-150 Raptor is super picky about the Phillips. If you guys use the wrong Phillips, you will strip it, you will damage it, and they won't be able to go back in. So it's really important that you guys use a P1 Phillips. Look at that. Look at that, boys and girls. That is how you get full access without damaging the headliner all the way to the driver's side. Now if we really wanted to, we could go ahead and pop this trim piece off here. It's just held in by clips. And this is also the correct way to service up here, is to remove all of this if you guys ever have problems with this thing leaking. So let's go ahead now, position the camera where we want it, and then start routing the cable in the reverse manner. So now we're going to go ahead, position the camera in the exact location that he wants it. John, is this right there where you wanted it? Yeah. Right around that area? Yeah. So what we're going to do now is take the dash cam. We're going to take this tab piece. It's going to go in only one way. Push it up. So it clicks. And once it's clicked, we can go ahead, position it where we want. We're going to use the dot matrix over here to make sure that it's lined up, which means that we're going to take the bottom end of it and we're going to line it up to the dots up here. That way we have a centered camera angle. And what's really nice about this particular dash cam is the sticker on it is black. So with it being black, the camera will be completely stealth from the outside of the vehicle. So it's 4 lines. The way that you do this, you take that dot matrix. There's line 1, 2, 3, 4 lines down. What I like to do is actually bring it up as high as I can. That way it's hiding most of it except for the camera itself, which we're going to keep exposed. So now let me go ahead and temporarily take the power cable from over here. We're going to plug it in just like this. We're going to turn over the key on the vehicle, and then it's going to allow us to see the display and get us the right position where we want it. Now, as you guys can see, this particular camera has a couple of cool features. It has angle positioning. So if you position the camera all the way over here, you can take the lens and turn it to the left like that. So it will still be somewhat centered. If you position the camera all the way to the passenger side and you guys want it to be centered, you can take the camera lens and click it over like that. It also has up and down alignment. And now, with this attachment, we're going to have a polarized lens. It's just going to go in, and you're going to hear it click, just like that. So there you go, has a polarized lens. It's going to make the picture even that much clearer. You guys can hear this particular camera makes a non-stop beeping sound if there's a problem with the SD card, if the SD card is damaged in any way, if there's a problem with the unit itself, or there is no SD card. So that's why it's beeping here non-stop. We're going to go ahead and put an SD card in here. While John is putting the SD card in, I'm going to go ahead and finish running the wires over to the other side of the car. Here we are with the finished install. As you guys can see from the driver's perspective, there is no way that that camera is going to be obstructing any of your visibility. And then you still have full access to it just by swinging it out of the way. You guys can access all the controls or do whatever you guys want to do. And everything is all nicely tucked away. Everything's all perfect, back in the position that it was. Now we're going to go out, take the truck, verify that everything works, and we're good to go. It's a simple install. It's something that anybody can do. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, and you guys got it. In the meantime, take care, subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up. Alright, this is a question that I guarantee you everyone's thinking inside their head. John, what's the average miles per gallon on this thing?
13.
13 miles per gallon. How often do you fill it up?
At least once a week.
Once a week. How big's the gas tank?
26.
26 gallons once a week. This truck is only for rich people.